Alrighty. Okay. Camera's working. Well. Had to learn my seat a bit. A couple of weeks ago because I was using a cushion which I've discarded now. Oh, hey Ridley, Kiara, /Dev, how you doing? Oh, and Nolis, hope you're having a good start to the weekend. I'm not doing too bad. Had a bit of a busy week compared to everything else, but yep, ate Chinese yesterday. Well, half a Chinese. Finished it for lunch, and now I'm going to stream the hell out of Phoenix Wright. You're hearing me okay? Nolis, you have Magic Arena up in another window, so we'll see how long that lasts. Oh, good luck with your match. Ridley is half awake / half asleep, whichever you prefer. Well, are you an optimist or a pessimist? And also, which would you consider the better thing to be? Okay, audio levels okay? I'm not too loud over the music, and the music's not too loud over me. Okay, so to recap, our client is Maggie Bird, an off-duty police officer who's accused of pushing another police officer who she was dating to his death. We already know this guy here is the actual killer. Unfortunately, he whacked Phoenix over the head with a fire extinguisher, so he's suffering from amnesia. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realised I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 PM when I made the call. That hair is so annoying. Audio seems good to you, Nolis? Good. They must have had a lot of free time on their hands, since they showed up within 10 minutes. So, the person who you saw who was on the upper path saw you, and then ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why, even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You know, someone who had hair like that, except they had a red streak, Ridley. To be fair, a red streak would probably be a lot cooler. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I seem to have lost the ability to read there. I mean, to be fair, my natural hair colour's brown, but when I first came out, I had it sort of dyed like that, so I can't really talk. Okay, let's start pressing. She ran away, just like that. Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? You had a blonde phase for like 2 years. Yeah, don't know why, but quite, I think dyeing hair, especially not too long after you come out, is quite a trans thing. I mean, I'm still in the middle of a blonde phase. Although my reach is starting to show. I think after I've finished streaming Metroid Prime 2, I might go blue or something though. Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client? The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit. Is this true, Mr. Wright? I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? Dev says, me with blue hair sounds awesome. Good to know. Kiara, you only had red hair when you were small, but it's black most of the time. Fair enough. And Goggles says, your hair's been black, red, grey, blonde, pink and purple. Nice. I've had quite a lot of different coloured sort of tips and streaks in mine, but I think the only time I actually dyed my hair one colour was pink, which to be honest I quite like. Hey Dwarven Crafts. Yep, the villain for this case has an e-girl dye job. But an e-boy personality. Immediately? As in immediately? I mean, sure, it might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or didn't they not teach you that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? I mean, civics. Hey Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. He'd do numbers on TikTok. To be fair, Ridley, neither does Phoenix. Yeah, this is actually quite a strong, well, this is a very Phoenix Wright film. How do you know what time it was? That detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college. I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. Poor Gumshoe. Poor Gumshoe. And if I'm wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. What? Why you're just some lousy kid. I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? Dwarven Crafts, I'll have you know I'd graduated top of my class from the Navy SEALs, etc, etc, copy pasta. Hold it! Are you saying that the police in this universe are competent? So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 PM? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't that many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over, gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of people in this country. I can't find anything out of the ordinary in this testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court records? Yeah, I guess I should. Don't know why, but I can't quite get my Phoenix Wright voice. Phoenix's hands are so large. Well, obviously.
Okay.
Okay, so there's something in the court record that contradicts the possibility he called them immediately. Precisely, Ridley. Bigger hands to better hold his boyfriend's hands with. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honour. How exactly are the evidence in the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
Yep, he claims to have witnessed him falling.
I don't think that won me any points for the judge.
Okay. Let's just loady load.
Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it?
Nolus, you lost your first game of Magic badly. There's some removal in your deck. It just didn't show up. I have no idea what that means, but commiserations.
You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There is clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap.
Hey, Summer. Yep, Ace Attorney. How are you feeling, by the way? I know you're a bit under the weather at the moment. Oh, thanks for the sub. You've subscribed for 6 months now. Thanks. Guts are still painful. You're hoping meds will help. Ah. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I hope, is it just painkillers you're taking, or... Well, I suppose that's none of my business. Yeah, I hope you get better soon.
I think the court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed.
Yep, that's it. That's my pain voice.
15 minutes is hardly what I'd call a little dazed. Mr. Wellington. Wait, Mr. Wellington.
I completely forgot how I'm doing the judge's voice now.
Mr. Wellington? Yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes?
You think you had something different, and taking ibuprofen triggered your irritable bowel syndrome. That sucks. This week has been a lot of pain and feeling bad. Ugh.
Answer the question. Telephone. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions, as if you're trying to open all the layers of a matryoshka doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness. I lost my cell phone. There, you happy? You lost it. Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying first-rate people are never allowed to lose things?
There he goes again. I mean, he's lost his temper.
Enough. Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone.
Nick, that cell phone. Could it be?
You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Aside from save scumming, I'm gonna save scum. They must never know about my life as strange time travel powers. Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now?
What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, I'll have you know. See, here it is.
Oh, I see.
Looks like he's got his phone. And I thought that just maybe this was his.
Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth.
Oh wait.
Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright?
Yes, there is.
Your Honour, this witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe there is ever a need for the witness to search for a phone.
How dare you?
You can't just make outrageous claims like that! Do you have some sort of proof? You have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof. The witness had no need to search for a phone booth.
Yep, there's a phone booth. I said, there's a phone booth.
It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this. At the crime scene photo? Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something's wrong with you.
No.
It's a phone booth. That's correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps.
Ridley says, this should be good enough, I think. Said with the confidence of a man who solves murders by the seat of his goddamn pants. That's true.
Well, Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Order! Order! What does reporting the crime a little late prove to for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back.
But Maggie said she was going to return it to him, so there was no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway.
But if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else.
Was he? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes?
Yes, I have an idea.
There's only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you'll be penalised. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honour. Ugh, I probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away?
Okay, what proves? Okay, I'm just going to try the phone.
Perhaps this is the evidence you need to be convinced. Perhaps? That was just an idea I thought I'd throw out.
Hey Froy, how's it going?
I suggested that perhaps you should find the best piece of evidence. Yes, of course, Your Honour. Well then. But before you do, you will be penalised. Ouch.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm going to try this. Suggest. Nope. Oh, good that it's going good. Okay, it was the glasses. I'm not sure how what the logical train there is, but...
Mr. Wellington? What? Don't do that. You always gave me a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they?
Where'd you find... Ugh.
I believe the court heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body.
Under the victim's body? Under the victim's body.
Order! Order!
Now wait a second. Hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything.
Your Honour, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realise was that they were under the victim's body. And that's why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that's precisely what I'm doing. For some reason in this setting, I can only prove my client innocent by proving someone else guilty.
I'm good, Froy. I'm just sort of. Well, I'm streaming. Later, I'm streaming some Blades in the Dark, and just sort of unwinding after a bit of a busy week.
I know I'm right. He's the real murderer.
Did you figure it out, Nick?
More or less. Turns out the cell phone was the key to the case after all. Anyway, now's our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot.
Yeah, mix those metaphors. This is so exciting, watching you work again.
Somehow my old self is coming back to me.
Yes, Summer, Deek 6, oh my.
Yes, Phoenix Wright sounds croaky. For some reason I thought I'd make him sound sort of, give him a bit of a scratchy voice to make him sound a bit nervous. I suppose really he should have more of a sort of like a shonen protagonist voice, but I can't quite manage that. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order! Order! This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is it. This is law. Your Honour, the defence is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the real murderer.
Yes, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third rate of a fraud of a lawyer.
In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you're not the murderer.
Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that?
Oh, you mean the name Maggie?
Yes, if an idiot like you can read that, right?
But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground.
But wouldn't that mean the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie? Maggie. I like the implication that everyone can actually tell how their name they're saying is being spelt.
That's a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before this trial. I forgot. Was there any way either this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand?
Oh, there's a way.
It would be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defense please present his case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Beep. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct?
Burden of proof is on the accuser. Just saying. Yes, no less. Just saying, but in this situation, everyone is guilty until they're proven innocent. It's just that normally works against you.
So what if I didn't? When you realised you'd lost it, what'd you do? What'd I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Why you? How did you... Your Honour, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning?
Name tag.
Do you think there's some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honour. On the day of the murder, Maddie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Beep.
Hello?
Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give it back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie.
You can, even though Maggie's not wearing a uniform, you can tell she's a cop because who else would wear the blue badger?
That was when you learned her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie, but the name that was written on the ground was Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if you knew how her name sounded. Eesh. Order? Order? But, Your Honour, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honour. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Well, Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright? Your Honour. Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honour.
Are you sure, Nick?
If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right?
Yeah, but...
Now then, please present to this court proof that the witness had a motive.
A list of con artists on the names? That'll do it.
Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What's this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we've determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder.
I mean, you could always be Piers Morgan and do both.
You're one of those people. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. You think you, any of you, not what it's like to be such a refined man such as me? Your Honour, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Objection overruled.
I like how Prosecutor Payne's the only prosecutor in the series that the judge will overrule.
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is Gordon Freeman.
Yep, you're right, Ridley. Never go full Piers Morgan. Otherwise, you get turned down for a date once and ruin your entire career trying to destroy someone's reputation.
Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That's why you had to kill.
Yep, you're right, Froy. It's dramatic and I love it. Summer Bee says,
He is John Freeman. Half-Life Consequences. John Freeman, who was Gordon Freeman's brother, needed him where he was.
I can't quite remember the entire trollfic.
No, this is too much. That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. That police officer. Your Honour. What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honour, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
Didn't you already say that?
Oh, you said exactly the same thing only a few seconds ago.
Summer.
Oh no, where could my brother Gordon Freeman have gone?
And yes, Mr. Payne is a pain. The pain of it all.
Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Beep. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That's a valid point. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense.
Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box.
Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something he didn't agree with him when he got there.
I'm going to guess that he saw a cop and panicked.
Well then, Mr. Wright, what was this something that he didn't agree with the witness? He saw a copper in Scarpard. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? Do you mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh! The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone.
If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone.
In his mind, it was a possibility that he'd already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic. Is that what you're saying? Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. I would, however, like to add, I am the only blue life that matters.
Yep, before we continue. Oh, you like that one, Ridley? Of course, he's being a bit egotistical and not taking into account Sonic the Hedgehog. Or every single blue Pokemon. That's right, Froy, TSMR. Oh, and just for those who aren't aware yet, the TSMR emoji is now tier 1, so you can unlock it with channel points. Of course, I think a bunch of you have gift subs anyway from Cara and Andres, who, by the way, are very cool people. Yeah, that's right, Summer. Yours isn't a gift sub. Yep, that's right. She gifted tier 3 subs. Cara went kind of crazy. And don't worry, she assured me she's not spending beyond her means, so that's my conscience appeased. What does a sage mean?
Mr. Payne, do you have any comments?
I'm thinking.
It seems that the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are...
Look at him go.
Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean?
The evidence. That guy's really creeping me out. All we've been waiting for to is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this, suspicious concrete that. They're all on that phone. Who's to say the phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence?
You want proof that this phone is yours?
I already told you earlier. That phone I lost, I already found it. Yeah, he's basically Seto Kaiba, but worse. You don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. You can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton.
What?
It feels so good to see you squirm.
We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor.
I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What we're trying to determine is who that phone belongs to. Who cares about what phone numbers are stored in it? Besides, who knows? Maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself. Or is it indeed that face?
The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal. That jerk is back to his arrogant, annoying self again. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be, maybe fingerprints on the phone. I've got it. We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. It was retroactive. It was retconned as a major mechanic in the final case of the last game. I know it didn't happen at the time this game came out, but it does create a logical inconsistency, doesn't it? Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone.
Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off.
I what?
You said there was sand all over it, so...
What? Wipes it? I wiped it?
Pretty thoroughly, too.
Oh, it's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery.
How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared.
You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington? What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where'd you finally find your cell phone?
God, that face.
Oh, you're too much.
Of course, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, now I remember.
Beep.
Huh? Looks like they hung up.
Ah, good. I finally found it. Okay, oh great, a robot. Any mods about, or shall I smash it, give it a smack myself? Oh, good job, Froy.
So that's when...
What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free.
I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? Why didn't I wear my helmet today?
Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. We only made one big mistake.
Who are you?
What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet.
Who I am? This court hereby concludes the cross-examination.
If that will be all, I'll have to bid you, gentlemen and ladies, goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the other side of town.
Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Please wait, Your Honour.
Alright, Nick.
I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything.
Your Honour, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defence is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions.
You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright?
Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney.
Please, Your Honour. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over. For your client and for you. Even though we've actually established that she probably didn't do it. You didn't prove anyone else guilty, and we need blood. Blood for our legal system. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honour.
I'm sure you're well aware, Your Honour, but the cross-examination period has ended.
Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence.
Oh.
Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time.
Okay, the one piece of evidence that will explain... Okay, so if the murderer... Yep, that's right, Ridley. Cases for the case god. Okay, so if the murderer didn't steal his phone, he must have stolen Phoenix's. And we can prove that with by calling his own cell phone number.
Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine.
Judge's business card. It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. Yep, you're both right. The judge is indeed Oblivious Summer, and that is indeed amazing, Ridley.
Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honour, there is something very important about that card, and that is... This card is important because of what's on the back.
You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but
that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone?
Huh? Right now? But court is still in session.
It's okay, you'll see.
Okay, if you say so.
Is the defence preparing something, Mr. Wright? We're going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything from what it is.
Of all the idiotic, stupid things to... It's the Silver Samurai theme tune. What? Why is my phone? And what is this stupid standing ringtone? Beep. Well, Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... No. It can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. Nolis, did you miss something? Basically, it seems like the murderer had stolen the phone. But it turns out he accidentally stole Phoenix's phone instead. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. And here's the breakdown. I guess he's dead. Welcome back, Dev. Yes, somehow I think he might have. And yes, Roy, he shouldn't be trusted around scarves either. Ridley's correct. Phoenix killed a man in court, and Nolis, he possibly does have an asphyxiation thing.
So that's what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington.
He's a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artists group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments or safely wear a scarf. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding? It's Mr. Wellington's, naturally.
Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honour.
Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Mackie Bird.
There's that impact font. Ridley, you can't believe that the court systems, let the defendant work with a fucking concussion. This is fine. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they did try to localise it into being the American court system, where it's considered a miracle a police officer can choke a man to death in broad daylight on film and still have a possibility of getting off scot-free. Or was that a bit too political for Twitch? Nolis, he was carried on a bit too much. I didn't get it.
That's all. This court is adjourned.
September the 8th, 2:16 PM. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
I knew the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. You know, aside from being a cop. Eight-bit goggles. It's certainly a step up from the cop bashing on Coffee Talk the other day. I mean, it was only a little bit. It's probably because of me.
Huh?
My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every type of disaster, and that's why I became a cop. And never won or even tired at a game of tic-tac-toe. Hey, Ecstatic, how's it going? Yes, Ridley, I'm allowed a little cop bashing as a treat. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters.
That is, pretty bad.
Up until I went to college, I was known as the goddess of misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Yep, the first case of the second game. I'm enjoying it. I actually completed the first game in my last few streams, so I think obviously this feels a bit more polished. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch on to those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help.
Right. You were talking about this earlier.
It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand and... before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house.
What?
Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any special sort of meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything's my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up.
Well, I don't think my head is all that messed up yet.
I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll find a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir.
Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name.
You bet. I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Okay, does this mean Maggie Bird's going to start using they, them? Well, Mr. Wright, Mayor, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves too.
What a horrible day. I've got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy.
But you're okay, and that's what counts. You had me really worried. Come on, let's go back to the office.
I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but who are you?
What? I thought you said you got your memory back. I like that the fact that Mayor's pout's what's reminded him.
At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who's easily swayed by other people's opinions, but in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else.
On the other hand, Mr. Payne, he knows me, and he knows I'm right. He's been prosecuting cases all my life. Oh, thanks for the sub, Nick. For 4 months. Nice. Oh, yep. No objections here. Oh, yep. As I said earlier, I'm going to be GMing a game of Blades in the Dark over on his Cursedness channel at 7:30, so by all means follow him to drop by there. And for those not in the same time zone, that's going to be an hour and 20 minutes from now. So just half past the top of the hour.
And this girl, Maya.
You finally remembered.
This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her, and I can exposit all of them now. For example,
After Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me.
Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
Oh? Well, I'm back now. So it's time for us to create new memories together.
Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. This is actually basically, the end of my career. I've lost all my contacts. I should have backed them up. Game series over. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning.
Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint.
Okay. Wait, I thought it was a noodle joint. Actually, it hasn't been that long since she came back into my life. And that story begins on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago.
Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout. The end. A brand new episode has been added. Achievement unlocked. The Lost Turnabout. Okay. Yeah, I can go on for another 15 minutes. Yep, that's right, Ridley. Pearl.
That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills.
I was murdered by that person. Oh yeah, I remember this case now. It gave me some egg feels. Long story short, that's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Innie. I finally get to see you again and...
It's not your fault. You didn't do it.
No, I did it. I killed that person.
But that wasn't you.
It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me.
I can't believe something like this happened. The events of that gloomy rainy afternoon that started this whole mess. But don't worry, we've just established she gets off scot-free. Keep playing through my mind.
This case and the last one in the game are so good. Yeah, you're right. Oh, which one's the last one in this game? I know Trials and Tribute... Wait. Oh yeah, I was thinking of the right one. Nick, Usually Scott has to pay for that. June the 16th, 3:34 p.m. Rice & Co. Law Offices. Oh, I guess it now.
What depressing rain. Do you understand how depressed that makes me? Do you? I guess. But actually, more than being depressed, I'm angry. Angry at that weather girl on TV. For you see, I hate women. I think our little rainy spell will take a break with a day of sun. Is what that girl said. I'd stake my life on it. Well, it's the weather. But that's why I didn't bother to bring an umbrella today. What nerve, calling herself a weather girl. She's going to hear about my $1,500 suit.
Ridley says, this man's hair is a choice, like he ran out of dye and thought, this'll do. What is it with this game and people with just one lock of hair?
About your case. Unless you're planning on suing the weather girl. And I mean, I'm a criminal attorney, not a civil attorney, so that wouldn't make much sense.
Nick says, this guy has your hair in about 10 years if you still have any. Good luck. I've got a younger brother, and he's already bald.
I'm sorry. I thought that before we got down to business, we could have some friendly chatter. My name is Dr. Turner Gray. I'm a surgeon. Remind me never to end up under his knife. I'm here today because of this incident. Malpractice at Gray's Surgical Clinic. Malpractice at Gray's Surgical Clinic. 14 inpatients lose their lives. Oh, you're the doctorate. It's really quite upsetting. Did you hear me? Upsetting. Yes, I heard you. I agree, it's quite upsetting, Dr. Gray. The one that screwed up was that nurse. It was her that got the medications mixed up and killed those 14 patients. And yet, now listen good, and yet, that nurse had the nerve to go and die before admitting to her wrongdoing. Never mind whose fault it was that we were short-staffed and she was exhausted.
Yeah. Isn't this a lovely fella? Why, he could be Prime Minister. Ridley. Man pays $1,500 for a suit, but can't get glasses that stay on his nose. Nick. And yet the doctor couldn't stop his own nurse dying. Curious.
She didn't offer any next sort of explanation to me, and this is the kicker. She up and has herself a grand old accident and crashes her car. Smash! Crunch! Instantly transforming her car into the accordion model.
A bit soon to be making jokes about this, isn't it? Okay, that is a lovely map painting for the Game Boy Advance.
That's right. About a year ago, all the tabloid shows were talking about it.
The TASMR with the modification.
Oh, so you think that people think people should die in a society, but you live in society? Curious. "14 victims of medical malpractice and the nurse's mysterious fatal accident." There were rumours that Dr. Gray had actually caused that crash. People said it was to forever hide the person responsible for the malpractice incident.
Oh my god, Ridley. The shades on the bread look too good. No less. Who's this Zigzagazoon Gajinka? This is Dr. Gray, who's very angry his nurse died on him without confessing to malpractice.
Why would I? Now I'm just going to say this once. Why on earth would I want to kill that nurse? She's the one who killed those 14 patients, not me. I think you need to take a deep breath, Doctor, and focus. More to the point, this case is over a year old. Why bring it back now?
Yep, Dr. Gray.
That's simple, because the situation is slipping out of my grasp. This just won't do. My clinic isn't seeing nearly as many patients nowadays. Do you understand what that means? It means they're not coming to my clinic. You don't say. If it were me, I don't think I'd want to go either. So, what do you like me to do about it? I want you to help me prove I'm innocent. You do realise I'm a lawyer, not a private investigator, right?
Well, Phoenix, maybe you should stop acting like one. Yep, the poor man is simply running out of suits and not fitting glasses. Colour Fry. Oh wait, he's an actual doctor. You thought he just called himself that because of his personality. I mean, you never know. Maybe he's just owns the hospital and calls himself doctor anyway.
No, this is something only you can do. Mayor Faye, you know this girl, correct? Mayor, why do you know her name? I heard you were working under her for a little while. Well, yes, I mean, hey, wait a second here. I worked under her? Yes, am I wrong? She told me, so I'm not quite sure if... Well, we worked a few trials together, but she went back to her hometown to undergo more training. Yes, I heard. It must be lonely for you. What? Wait, I'm not... She must be an extraordinary girl to handle such rigid training. Huh? I have an acquaintance who knows a lot about these mystical sorts of things. She's the one who introduced me to Miss Faye. Is Maya really that famous? And I've already set up an appointment. For what? What else? A channeling. I'm going to have her call the spirit of that nurse that went and got herself killed. Maya, I wonder what she's up to right now.
We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us.
That's what she told me. I guess she's learned to accept her responsibilities and become an adult.
Yes, Maya has learned to become an adult. That'll definitely happen. Instantly, when the Guild of Archons starts up again, my character Grounded will of course be the very picture of maturity and careful planning.
Not counting training, this will be her first time channeling a spirit. So she gave me one condition before accepting my request. Condition? The condition is you, Mr. Wright. She said that she won't do the channeling without first seeing you again.
Yep, that's right, Nick. If anything, you're right to worry that the stream might be too boring with how much time the entire group's going to take to talk and prepare things.
Me? And that's why I've searched you out. You want to see her too, don't you?
I have no idea what the voice I'm using for the Doctor is. It's meant to be, but it's really hurting my throat. I'm making my jaw sore. Yes, no less, it's the power of the Fae.
And so, that's how I ended up visiting Mayor's hometown with the Doctor.
June the 19th, 1:25 PM, Kurain Village.
Wow, this is totally America and not Japan. So this is Kurain Village, Mayor's hometown, which is definitely in America.
Ian Pearl!
Why, hello there. One odd little girl.
See you, Nayless. Oh, it's 25 past, so I'm going to call the stream here anyway. Okay. Just close that down. So, yep, in an hour's time I'm going to be on Nick's stream. GMing a game of Blades in the Dark. And I think there's going to be a party of 3 of us. So that's Nick, Andres, and wait, was it Beraclaire? I forget. You're welcome. Yeah, it was Daphios. Yep, that's everyone who actually the same party who was in the last stream, so guess that's nice continuity. So we've got a spider, a slide, and Daphios' character is a hound. So basically 2 social characters and a PI tracker. But in any case, who's live? Well, Mocha the Vampire. Give her a raid. So, yep. I'll be back on Monday with probably the rest of Metroid Prime. So that's just going to be the final boss, and I might show you, if I can, I might show you a bit of the multiplayer mode that was in Metroid Prime 2 for no apparent reason. And that'll probably be a new game starting Wednesday. And I'll have a poll up over the weekend for what to start streaming after that. Yeah, multiplayer Metroid Prime 2 was certainly a thing. To be honest, it depends on whether or not I can find a second controller somewhere. Because I don't think the multiplayer will actually start without a second controller plugged in. But we'll see. Might actually have to see if I can recruit someone to play with me, but I don't know who, with quarantine and all that. But in any case, hopefully I might see some of you in an hour's time. Remember, Nick's channel. And otherwise, have a lovely weekend, and let's go raid. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and...
You scared the life out of me.
Rated my stream with 7 viewers.
BisectedBrioche the raid. Welcome, raiders. How are we doing? How is stream? What were you streaming? Tell me about it. You won't be dumb. You won't be